welcome to ABC Interactive English. Hello, everyone. I'm Mike.
And I'm Sam.
And we are still on a plane, Sam.
Yes.
This flight won't end. We've been on this plane a whole day now.
Well, yeah, it's because Edith has been blocking the path.
That's true. We waited for
down.
12 hours for Edith to get her bag in an overhead bin. And apparently we're flying to the other side of the world because this plane trip is very long. But today we are going to be doing something different now that we've put our bags away. We're thinking of changing seats. Yeah, where you sit on a plane can be quite important to people. Generally, there are three choices. You could have a window seat on the outside edge of the plane, or not outside the plane, but on the outside of the inside of the plane where you have a window. There's a window next to you. You can look out the window. And then there's the aisle seat. Do you like the aisle seat?
No, I don't.
You don't like the aisle seat. That would be near where you can walk. So if you want to get up, to walk around, to go to the bathroom, you don't have to kind of step over people. The aisle seat allows you that freedom, but there's traffic, there's people going up and down. Sometimes when they push that thing with all the drinks and food, it'll hit you or whatever. So that's probably the second most popular. The third one that I don't think anyone really likes is the middle seat. So there's the window seat where you have the window, the aisle seat where you can get up. The middle seat is like the worst.
Yes.
Because you can't see the window and you can't get out without stepping over a person.
You've got people on both sides of you rather than people only on one side of you.
Yeah.
And a lot of people really like the aisle too because they say they've got more leg room.
I don't mind the aisle.
I like to be next to the window because I also don't like to get up very often. I just want to like get in my spot and have my stuff and maybe sleep. And
sure. And also getting to look out the window when you take off or when you're flying or landing. That can be fun too. But it is also possible to change seats. Sometimes the airline will say, this is your seat, you get this one. But you might notice, oh, the airplane's not full, there's some empty seats. Maybe I can go from the middle seat to the aisle seat over there or something. So that's what we're gonna try to do in part B. So let's get into it. Travis is talking to a flight attendant.
Can you tell me, is that seat over there available?
Are you pointing at the one in the emergency exit row?
All right, so we are in part B of our On a Plane dialogue series, and now we are looking at changing seats. Now again, this could be something that you are doing before you get on the airplane. You might be talking to the attendant or the kind of gate check person, or you might be talking to the person who's giving your tickets and trying to change your seats then, but there's also another time that you could change your seats, and that's what we're looking at now. And it says Travis is talking to a flight attendant, so he's already on the airplane, and he's thinking about, I see some empty seats and I might want to move. So.
Exactly right. So as the plane is filling up with people, you might notice that there's a seat there, no one's using it. And often as soon as they close the doors on the airplane, this is a good time to ask, because if they close the doors, no one else is coming. And if that seat is empty, it's probably empty. So you can say something like this. Travis talks to the flight attendant, gets their attention. Can you tell me, or I'd like to ask a question, can you tell me, is that seat over there available? And you imagine Travis is pointing to the one that he means, a seat there with no one sitting in it. And if there is no one in that seat, that means the seat is available. If something is available, it's there to be used. You can use it if you want. You don't have to if you want. If it's available, you might have to pay to use it or to have it or to buy it. But if it's there and it's something you can just go and take and use, then feel free to do that. If you get on the bus in the morning and there's a chair, there's a seat there and no one's sitting in it, it's available. You can use it if you want to, but you don't have to. But basically he's saying, is anyone using that seat? If they're not, I might be interested in it.
Yes, and that's usually also you want to kind of get their attention early.
Yes.
Because if there's only a couple free seats.
A lot of people.
Yes, a lot of people are going to be interested.
Hello, I'm Tina. 我们来看这一课的重点单字。第一个 available 形容词，可使用的。The meeting room is available now. 会议室现在可以使用了。
So the attendant says, are you pointing at the one in the emergency exit row? So again, there could be a few different ones that they're looking at, but this is the one that she thinks that he's pointing to over there, that one in the emergency exit row. And so confirming, is that the seat you're asking about or not?
Exactly
and
right.
we have this phrase, emergency exit, these two words put together. This is a type of exit, meaning a type of way to get out of a building or a car or an airplane or whatever. If you're exiting something, you are leaving it. If it is an exit, then it is the place that you use to leave that area. Now, if it's an emergency exit, then it's usually an exit that's not open except for an emergency situation. So you're not supposed to go out that door unless there's some reason that you need to get out fast. And a lot of emergency exits will have alarms attached to it. If you see one in a store, if you push on it, it might set off the fire alarm to kind of alert everybody that, hey, there's an emergency. We all need to get out.
Right.
So not a normal exit, not just the front door. Don't use the emergency exit unless you really have an emergency, especially if you're on an airplane.
Yes.
So don't use that unless there's an emergency.
That's right. The normal doors that we use on the airplane are usually at the front, and actually the flight attendants will often do this. Emergency exits there, there, and there. So they'll be at the front. That's the one you use to get on the plane, usually on the left side of the plane. But there will also be these emergency exits usually in the middle of the plane, over the wings, and also at the back of the plane if the plane crash lands or something, or it lands and everyone needs to get out quickly. You should know where the nearest emergency exit is. You should pay attention to this, because if the plane is in trouble, people are screaming, there could be smoke and fire, who knows? You want to rush to that one. So sometimes these emergency exits will be right in the middle of a row of seats. And a row is basically just a line of something, things that are organized and kind of placed very carefully in one line. It can run like this, it can run like this. In most classrooms, the desks might be in a row, right? There might be 3 or 4 rows of desks, and all the students sit one in front of each other and behind each other. In a movie theater or in an airplane, the rows will kind of go like this. And as you get on the plane or as you go into the theater, you have a number on your ticket. You will be in row 7 and seat A, and that would be each chair in the row will have a letter, and each row will have a number. So these emergency exits will usually be in 1 or 2 rows, maybe 2 or 3 rows on the plane. And of course, they're a little different, as we will learn after our break.
下一个单字 row 名词，排一排。We sat in the front row during the concert. 我们听音乐会时坐在前排。Concert 指的就是音乐会或者是演唱会。第一个 point at 指着 point 在这里是动词，意思是指向。我们来看看这个例句。Rose pointed at the cat on the couch. Rose 指着沙发上的猫。
Yes, it looks like it has more legroom. And I'd like to change my seat to that one.
I won't know if that seat is free until every passenger is on board.
If it is it possible for me to move there?
It might be. Are you in good health and able to lift heavy things?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I'll let you know.
Welcome back. We are still on the plane, and Travis is still hoping to change his seat to one that looks available. It looks like no one is using it. The flight attendant is willing to let him change, but they just want to figure out which seat he means. So, of course, they asked him, is it this one, the one on the emergency exit row? And back in our dialogue, Travis says, yes, that's the one I mean, the seat in that row with the emergency exit next to it. And he explains why he'd like to change. It looks like it has more leg room, and I'd like to change my seat to that one. So maybe Travis is a taller person, right? If he's over 1.82 meters tall, he's quite tall. And so, yeah, on an airplane, the space can be quite small. So tall people especially, well, I think everyone, but tall people especially would love to have a bit more leg room, which is what?
Yes, and this leg room, this word, you will hear it a lot if you are traveling because that's something that everybody seems to want. And everybody also, all the companies kind of want to sell you the more expensive seat because of the leg room. So leg room, as you can see in this word, is just the room for your leg. Now, it's not like a bathroom.
Just one leg?
Yeah, just one.
Just one?
No, of course, for both of your legs. And it's not like a bathroom with a separate door or something like that. It's not a real room. It means space. So you could also say, you could think of it more like saying leg space, right? But the idea is that you have a space for your legs. And on most airplanes, on the kind of the back, the seats that are more in the back that are a little bit cheaper, they start to get closer and closer together. And so your legs are a little more squished. And as you get more to the front of the plane, you might have the seats farther apart and have a little bit more leg room that you can stretch a little bit more and not have to feel so squished and cramped and all that kind of stuff. And emergency exits usually don't have anything in front of them, so you have lots of leg room.
Yes, exactly right. So you can stretch your legs out and your knees won't be hitting the chair in front of you, as sometimes happens. You'll just be more comfortable. And so the flight attendant says, maybe.
Yeah, because unfortunately, until the door shuts, they don't know. And so the flight attendant says, I won't know if that seat is free until every passenger is on board. Because again, you just don't know. Because sometimes people board at the very, very end. Some people wait to the last minute and you think the seat next to you is going to be free. And then one more person comes and takes that middle seat. Heartbreak. Yeah, so they won't know if that seat is free until we close the doors and we know who is coming and who is not. And if it's free or available, like a word we saw earlier, then you can use it. So if something is free in this way, it just means it's open to be used, it's available. If you want to use it, you can use it. If there's a free seat on the MRT, go ahead and sit down. If there's a free seat at the busy restaurant, you're very lucky. You can use that chair. You can sit down and enjoy your meal. It does not mean in this case that it costs no money. Changing seats on the plane usually does cost no money, but that's not the free we're talking about here. We're talking about it being available. It is there to be used if you want to use it. So Travis is kind of being hopeful, and he's just telling the flight attendant, well, if it is free, I would like it. It's kind of like putting up your hand and say, may I please? And if you're the first person to ask, well, then you might be the first person to get to use it. If you don't ask, well, someone might ask before you, and then you're out of luck.
下一个单字 free 形容词，闲置的，未被使用的。Is this seat free? 这个座位有人坐吗？下一个文法 look like 看起来，似乎。like 是介系词，意思是像是如同。后面可以接上名词或者是子句。我们先来看看接上子句的例句。Belle looks like she's about to cry. Belle 看起来快要哭了。我们再来看看接上名词的例句。Irene's dress looks like a rainbow. Irene 的洋装看起来像是一道彩虹。
So that's kind of what Travis says. If it is free, if it is available, is it possible for me to move there? Like once all the people come on, if the chair is still empty, can I still use it?
Yes, and the flight attendant has one more question because if it's in an emergency exit row, it's not just going to be if it's free, then you could. The flight attendant says it might be, meaning it might be possible for you to move there, but I need to ask another question first. And so then the flight attendant says, are you in good health and able to lift heavy things? Because if you're sitting there, you have to be able to open the door and you have to be able to assist with getting things ready to get out of the emergency exit. So you always have to be in good health and relatively strong, able to lift certain amount and kind of aware of what's going on.
Yeah, I always feel very important when I sit in one of those seats. Like if the plane crashes, I have to help save everybody. Well, maybe not, but you might have to be the person to open the door, throw it or push it out so that everyone can leave the plane. So it is, it's a little bit of an important responsibility.
Yes, and we had this word lift, and lift is just a verb, and it just means to pick something up off the ground. So if you're lifting it off of something, you're making space between, whatever it was and where you're moving that item. I'm lifting my cup off the table, or you're lifting, I'm not sure what you have to lift in the emergency exit, maybe the door.
Well, the handle would be probably hard, and the door could be quite heavy too.
Yes,
and I think sometimes you might have to actually throw the door out. It might not be, attached. So yeah, a bit of a job. And of course, they'll have instructions. Often when you check in the airport, if they see, oh, you're in that seat, they'll give you some paper and you have to read it, shows what to do because, they want to make sure that you will help to keep people safe. So are you healthy and strong enough? Travis says, yes, I am. I understand that I might have to do this and I can do it. I went to the gym yesterday. I'm ready to save the world.
Yes, and the flight attendant says, okay, I'll let you know. So once the door is shut and we're sure it's empty, then I will let you know.
Absolutely, and hopefully he gets the seat and the plane doesn't crash and everything is fine. He can enjoy his leg room. Wouldn't that be nice? All right, guys, thanks for joining us. We have more from the airplane, so you can't get off quite yet. Our journey has almost reached its end, but we will only get there tomorrow. So come on back for that.
最后一个单字 lift 动词抬起举起 Could you help me lift this box? 你能帮我抬起这个箱子吗？最后一个文法 in good health 身体状况良好，这是一个介系词片语，反义的用法就是 in bad health 或者是 in poor health。我们来看看这个例句 My dad exercises every day to stay in good health。我爸爸每天运动以保持身体状况良好。以上就是这一课的重点单词跟文法，我们下一课再见喽，拜拜。
Travis is talking to a flight attendant.
Can you tell me, is that seat over there available?
Are you pointing at the one in the emergency exit row?
Yes, it looks like it has more legroom, and I'd like to change my seat to that one.
I won't know if that seat is free until every passenger is on board.
If it is it possible for me to move there?
It might be. Are you in good health and able to lift heavy things?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I'll let you know.
Here's how to play. The host will be holding 3 cards. Each card will have 2 sentences containing a secret vocabulary word or phrase that has been replaced by the word bear. The host will read the sentences out loud for the contestants to guess. Whoever guesses first gets a point. The person with the most points wins. And you can play along too.
Hello everyone, today we're playing Guess the Bear. I'm Matt.
I'm Kiki.
And I'm Josh.
All right, are you guys ready for round 1?
Yes.
Okay, this first one is one word and it's a noun.
Yes.
The mailman left my bear with my neighbor. Bob ordered a bear from the online shop.
Package.
Okay, well Kiki finished it first. The word was package. The mailman left my package with my neighbor. and Bob ordered a package from the online shop. Okay, next one is an adverb. The abandoned lot was Bear a lively park. Nate lived in London, Bear.
Besides, square, ground, city,
Say adverb.
city.
Should I read the sentences
Yes,
again?
please.
Okay. The abandoned lot was Bear a lively park. Nate lived in London, Bear.
City.
Okay, so we know that
Town.
adverbs have ly.
Not always.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know.
All right. You guys are out of time on that one.
Okay.
The word was once.
What does that even mean?
Well, it means that the abandoned lot was once a lively park.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
And Nate lived in London once. Okay, so your next one
Yes.
is a phrase and it's 2 words.
Oh, yeah.
Ben bared bear dinosaurs as a kid. The young boy bear jazz music.
Listen to, looked at, researched,
Dressed as. No.
made up, looked at.
Fascinated by.
Sort of similar to that more. So Ben bared bear dinosaurs as a kid. The young boy bear jazz music.
Learned
Really
about,
enjoyed.
learned about,
Enjoyed listening to. Enjoyed learning
liked,
about.
Okay, we have to stop you guys. Out of time. The word is into or was into. So Ben was into dinosaurs as a kid,
Okay.
and the young boy is into jazz music.
Okay.
ooh,
Well,
yeah. Who
those
won that
two.
one?
Huh?
I won that one.
I did. I did.
You won it again.
I got
Yeah,
the
she
first
said
one.
package before you,
Yeah.
so she
Did-
wins
did it
this
again.
one.
But
Did
I
it
think
again.
And also,
I
yeah.
think we are both winners
Yeah.
in Matt's eyes.
You guys got 1 out of 3.